So I worked through the night and I was able to drop the tank. On my head, but luckily it was empty. Now it's time to get it cleaned out and get the new pump installed. So I'm gonna get to it. Alright, so we got the tank pulled out yesterday. This morning I took it to work, pressure washed it, and got as much of the crud as I could out of it. So today we're going to just put some evaporust in there, let it sit, and try and really clear out some of the rest of the crud that's in there. I'm going to show you real quick and see kind of where it's at this point, and then we'll see how this stuff does. So it's fairly clean. There is some rust pitting in there. It's not too bad, not as bad as I was expecting it to be anyway, so that's good. Yeah, can't really see too far in there, and of course the pressure washer didn't get very well, once we got to where the baffles are. And just gonna pour this stuff in. I'm not gonna block any hoses off or anything because this is at least a 10-gallon tank, and I only have 2 gallons of this stuff, so it's not going to be in danger of spilling out of any hoses or anything like that. Alright, so a little bit of a screw up with the evaporust. I put it in the tank. I had 2 gallons in there. Obviously it wasn't enough to fill the tank, but unfortunately I left the drain bolt slightly loose, so most of it went out. So instead I filled it with some distilled white vinegar, salt, and water. It's mostly vinegar, just a little bit of water, and it's actually doing a pretty good job. It's just taking a long time. So it's already been about a week, and there's still some spots that are thicker rust, especially around the seam area, but it's actually starting to evaporate a little bit. So I'm going to add a little bit more to it, and then we're going to prep the fuel level sensor or sender, and we're going to prep the fuel pump hanger assembly to start getting the rust off of it with what I have left of the evaporust. Whenever that looks pretty good, we'll clean it all up and get it back together. Alright, so to do the hanger and the level sensor, just going to cut this jug though. Let's cut it up a little high. Basically cut this out of there. It's going to be a little difficult. Luckily, all this is not rusted. There's a little bit of rust here, but that's really just on the rubber gasket. So this metal didn't rust a whole lot. A little bit here. I'm not too worried about that. But what will actually be in the container is all the rusted parts. This little bit right here, not so much, but so what? Don't need that. And I'm just going to put this pump and everything, just so I can, strip whatever rust is there, and then I'll change the pump out to the new pump. Use what is left of the evaporust. It's about a gallon. I lost almost 1 whole gallon. This stuff works a little quicker than the vinegar. It's supposed to be completely safe on all electronic parts. We'll see. Luckily, if it's not, I can always buy a new one. That's it. So we'll just wait. Let's set this on the ground though, so it has less distance to fall. And we'll leave it that way until next week. Hopefully this stuff will be mostly rust free. Alright, so it's been about 2 weeks. It's supposed to be a week, but let it sit a little longer. That's alright, just get more rust out of there. So we're going to drain this, fill it back up with water, put some baking soda in there to neutralize the acid, let that sit for a little bit, and then we're going to rinse it out. And then the fuel filler and pump, we're going to pull out of the evaporust, which has been in there for a little more than a week. And that's looking pretty good. We're going to pull that out, clean it up, and get it ready to be put back in the tank. So just gotta rinse it out, fill it back with water, put some baking soda in it. Let this drain a little bit, put the bolt back in it. Gonna let that fill up. Alright. So while the tank is neutralizing, let's clean this stuff up and spray some rust preventative on it. Good boy. cleaned out. Put a little bit of oil in there just to keep it from rusting any further. So now I'm on my way to go get some fresh diesel, and we're gonna fill it up with diesel and flush it out just to get all the old contaminants from anything that's left over in there out of there. Try and maybe get the last bits of bigger chunks of rust to come down to the drain bolt area so I can vacuum it out. And after that, just gonna get it put back in the car and hopefully get it started today. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so while the diesel is soaking in the tank, we're going to get the fuel pump changed out. And since we're changing it, I went ahead and upgraded to a Walbro unit. You know, typical 255. So, haven't put one of these on one of these cars before, so we'll see how it fits. I think it'll be fine. So, it's definitely a little bit smaller. Obviously that doesn't really matter when it comes to efficiency, but it does matter a little bit on making it fit and staying kind of tight on there. Alright, so I got the wiring ready. Just gotta put some little ends on there, and I got some new screws for it, and hopefully I can cut this wire, put the new ring terminals on there, and get it kind of installed pretty similar to factory. Wire is way too long. pumps all together. Okay, so after a little bit of a fuss, I got the tank in, I got all the hoses connected last night, so the only things left to do is to add gas. I got 5 gallons of non-ethanol to put in there. I need to reconnect the wiring harnesses, put some new dielectric grease in there because I did clean all the old dielectric grease out of the plugs. And then I'm going to have to put in a new fuel filter and reconnect the battery and give it a go. Alright, here goes. I got the key, got the battery connected, and we're about to see what happens. Got it in neutral. Let's do this. Damn. Alright, so I borrowed a battery from another car, so let's try this again. Hopefully we get something going on this time. All the lights are on. Sounds like the pump came on. Let's try that again. Yep, the pump is priming. So, let's give it a shot. Alright, so we'll run with the starting fluid, and kind of wants to run without it. The pump's new, the lines are good, fuel is flowing through them, the filter is new, so more than likely it's got some problems with the injectors. So maybe I can just clean them up, but I'm not sure. Alright, so it's starting to get dark, but I've been messing with a little bit, trying to check out the injectors, trying to figure out what's going on, and try to do a resistance reading or ohm measurement, you know, whatever. And they were kind of all over the place. We're getting
between 3 all the way up to 15 something, but every time I would touch them it would be different. So thinking there's something wrong with them, they're stuck open or stuck closed, something like that. And so tapped them with an extension and a wrench, you know, hammered on them a little bit, and got this. It runs. Hell yeah. It runs badly, but awesome. Obviously we got a wandering idle and it wants to die. That's probably all the vacuum leaks. So now I don't recommend doing this on something that sat for a long time, but I don't care much about the engine because I do plan to rebuild it or swap it or something, I'm not sure. But I do want to see if it'll move under its own power. That is the entire goal of this. Might not be any brakes. This might be a bad idea. Let's find out. Let me make sure there's no blocks in front of the wheel. Here goes. Oh, we're rolling. There's driving. Yeah. Moving pretty well. Yes. I was told it had bad compression from the guy I bought it from, at least in one cylinder. That's probably true, but for what I needed to do, it's just fine. Actually running pretty well. Sweet. The clutch isn't working too great, but that's okay. Probably bad master cylinder, slave cylinder, whatever. It's been sitting for a long time. So. Alright, let's quit trying to kill it.